The entrusting mind is the true and real Shinjin of Amida Buddha, instantly bestowed on sentient beings who, having listened deeply to the Dharma of Amida Buddha, finally heard how the primal vow arose. Its origin and fulfillment are altogether free of doubt. As this Shinjin, our entrusting faith mind, comes wholly from Amida Buddha, it is truly the decisive cause of our birth in the Pure Land. True Shinjin is unfailingly accompanied by saying the Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu, which is selected and accomplished by Amida Buddha as the practical and easy medium of transferring his infinite merits and virtue to suffering beings. Therefore, a person's Shinjin is the mind that accepts the primal vow without doubt. Regarding this entrusting mind, our faith mind, Master Shinran states in his True Pure Land teaching, Jodo Shinshu. There are two aspects to this mind. One is to believe deeply and decidedly that you are a foolish being of karmic evil caught in birth and death, ever sinking and ever wandering in transmigration from innumerable kalpas in the past, without a condition that would lead to emancipation. The second is to believe deeply and decidedly that Amida Buddha's 48 vows grasped sentient beings, and that allowing yourself to be carried by the power of the vow without any doubt or apprehension, you will attain birth in the Pure Land. Thus, when we receive the inconceivable gift of Shinjin from Amida Buddha, our birth in his Pure Land is assured. The entrusting mind that places complete reliance on Amida Buddha's primal vow without any doubt, is therefore, the karmic consciousness of Shinjin that completes the required causes for our birth in the Pure Land. Both the primal vow and Nembutsu, that is saying the Buddha's name with deep gratitude, are the vital objects of our entrusting mind. Nembutsu, single-heartedly saying the Buddha's name, is the essence of joyful entrusting, Shinjin, embodied in the primal vow. It is the act of true settlement and our spontaneous expression of taking refuge, entrusting in Amida Buddha and the primal vow, deeply remembering the boundless compassion of the Buddha. The vow that all Buddhas praise his name, Amida's 17th vow states, if, when I attain Buddhahood, the countless Buddhas throughout the worlds in the 10 quarters should not all praise and say my name, may I not attain the supreme enlightenment. Thus, with the fulfillment of this vow, saying the Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu, with faith, is praised and fully supported by all Buddhas, whose main aim is to see that all suffering beings like us are effectively saved. Although all Buddhas have their own realms or energetic spheres of influence, they know that Amida's path of salvation is the easiest for all beings. Therefore, they direct us to Amida Buddha and encourage us to say the Buddha's name. The name of Amida Buddha is endowed with his perfect merits and virtues, which are directed to us through the power of the primal vow. Gratefully saying the Buddha's name, single-heartedly entrusting ourselves to Amida Buddha and the primal vow, therefore, guarantees our birth in the Pure Land at the end of this life. The larger sutra states, all sentient beings, as they hear the name, realize even one thought moment of Shinjin and joy, which is directed to them from Amida's sincere mind, and aspiring to be born in that land, they will attain birth and instantly dwell in the stage of non-retrogression. Thus, saying the Buddha's name is the great practice contained in the primal vow, the right act and infinite virtue directed to us by Amida Buddha for our going forth to the Pure Land. The Nembutsu, directed to us from Amida Buddha's vow mind, effectively breaks through all our ignorance and readily brings all our aspirations to fulfillment. It is not our self-power practice or good act. The Nembutsu is also not for the purpose of gaining merits or our prayer for material benefits. With deep gratitude abiding in our hearts, we spontaneously and constantly say the Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, thank you, Amida Buddha, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, in times of happiness or in sadness, in any circumstance or environment, and living in the exhilarating embrace of Namo Amida Butsu, till the end of our lives in this unsatisfactory physical existence. The precious gift of Shinjin, the entrusting faith mind, is freely given by Amida Buddha to all persons whether good or evil, irrespective of gender, environment or social status. However, many people cannot put their trust in Amida Buddha or the Primal Vow because they doubt the boundless compassion of Amida Buddha and so are unable to entrust themselves or their destiny entirely in Amida Buddha. They reject this gift of Shinjin. Though this is the easy way out of samsara, it is also the most difficult of all difficulties for most people to accept, as they are heavily burdened by the hindrance of doubt. Expressing beautifully in poetry, Master Shinran, through his deep reflections and passionate personal experience of Shinjin, wrote, entrusting in Amida Buddha's primal vow and saying their name. For arrogant sentient beings with perverted views, to accept and be blessed with Shinjin is difficult indeed. It is the most difficult of all difficulties that one could meet. Encouraging beings of the 10 quarters with the words, with sincere mind entrust yourselves and aspire for birth. Amida established the vow beyond conceptual understanding, and made it the course of birth in the true and real fulfilled land. Only those with karmic links with Buddhas from the past, nurtured and ripened by listening deeply in this life, and those who realized their utter inability in performing meditative and non-meditative Buddhist practices, will come to entrust themselves and their karmic destiny fully in Amida Buddha and the Primal Vow. Thus, putting aside all self-centered practices and disciplines, they spontaneously accept and receive this inconceivable gift of Shinjin. On receiving Shinjin, we are embraced and not forsaken by Amida Buddha, who instantly transfers his entire store of infinite karmic merit to us for our going forth to the Pure Land. Though we remain our foolish selves, filled with the same 5 defilements as other persons living in this Dharma-ending age, we are truly settled in mind and heart. While still living in this world, we instantly belong to the truly settled group, also called rightly established group of those whose birth in the Pure Land is absolutely assured. People who receive Amida Buddha's gift of Shinjin know that they have been embraced by the light of boundless compassion and definitely assured of birth in the Pure Land. They know that this is their last deluded existence in samsara and that they will become Buddhas at the end of their lives in mortal flesh. The Buddha's infinite merits and virtues are bestowed equally on all beings. May all accept Amida's gift of Shinjin and obtain birth in his land of peace and bliss. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.